My name is Steven, and you're watching Tell the Truth Boxing Pod.
The thing is, though, that what really worries me about Teo is that
he was in there, man. I don't buy too deep into the talks at the press conferences, man.
how the fuck do you come up with you were undisputed at 140?
Tell the truth. Tell the damn truth. And we're back. It's TTT, episode 11. We're here for another one. All right. As you know, numero uno here on the mic. We're here at Finishers MMA. And you know my colleagues well enough. The Savage, Jevar the Savage here to my right. And then we got Khalif, Wallington, Tell the Truth to the left. Yeah, man. We're back here for another one. We got a lot to cover, man. Going into this episode, you know, we were doing a lot of talking about what's going on in boxing right now, and we got a lot to cover. I know we got a big fight coming this weekend I want to cover, the big comeback for Berlanga and Quigley. We want to bring that one up, but I want to recap on a lot of these fights that happened, you know, these past couple weekends. There was a lot of good fights, and I feel like a lot of like questionable decisions, and there were some close fights, so I think it's going to be a good topics being brought up today and good things going to be discussed. So what I'm going to start out with is the Jaime Mungia and the Derevyanchenko. That fight was bananas. It was nonstop action from the beginning, right. And I felt like it was just a big test for both of these guys. I think Mungia really got pushed to his limit a bit. And I think Derevyanchenko, I don't know if we're starting to see his age or if we're starting to see like a little bit of wear and tear, the decline of his career, where he's at currently. I don't know. I really don't know, because Derevyanchenko had a really good, show out against Triple G.
Yes,
and that was kind of a questionable decision, and people were like worried, like, damn, did Triple G even win that fight?
Yeah, well, he fought Jevar Charlo too, right?
Yeah.
Jevar Charlo hell.
Yeah, he gave Charlo hell.
Yeah, he was in there, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, for me, when I'm looking at that fight right now, and I'm looking at the way Mungia was able to deal with it, and he was kind of like able to get the better of the exchanges, and he was doing really good with the pressure that Derevyanchenko was bringing, I was kind of shocked. I thought Mungia was probably going to end up getting overwhelmed, and Derevyanchenko was going to be able to press him and keep him on the ropes and really just wear him down. But I felt Mungia had held it pretty well, but maybe I'm thinking wrong, so I don't know what y'all thinking about that fight. But did y'all get to see it? And if y'all saw it, what were y'all thinking about it?
It was hard to do both. I had to bring it up on my phone because that was during the Haney and Lomachenko fight.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to kind of
go back and forth
with it, you know what I'm saying? So there were things that I missed, but I did go back and watch the whole thing because honestly, you have to go back and watch. That was a really good fight. I think that fight was actually better than the Loma and Haney fight. A lot of action, a lot of clean punches. I actually had Derevyanchenko winning until Jaime Mungia got that last knockdown. Like that last knockdown, again, like it was a DAZN card and Golden Boy and all that stuff. So
you know how that goes.
Yeah, exactly. So Derevyanchenko probably would have had to knock his head off to win that fight.
Absolutely.
I think that Mungia kind of saved his life when it comes to the social media hate that he probably would have got if he would have won that. Without that knockdown, but that knockdown kind of like really saved him from, the scrutiny that would have came if he would have won that fight, and he did get that knockdown. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Mungia gets a lot of hate because it's kind of deserved because his record is straight trash.
His record or his resume?
Like not
you're saying
his
like
resume. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Take
yeah.
that back. Not his
because
record.
obviously
He's
his record's
undefeated.
crazy.
But
his resume.
But
But
his
he
resume.
top.
No, he hasn't. I think Derevyanchenko might be his best
test. Back obviously when nobody knew him at 154, and he knocked off.
Yeah.
What was his name? Oh my God, the one that Juice beat too. He was the 154 champ, and Cotto, he beat Cotto, and then he was the 154-pound champ, and then Mungia came
Also,
in.
no Doc Trout.
Spanish bull. Spanish bull.
That beat Cotto?
He beat Cotto, and then Mungia came in and cleared
Saddam Ali.
Saddam Ali. So once, you know, I think that's when I like woke up to who Mungia was. I'm like, yo, this guy is
He
huge.
freight trained Saddam Ali.
Freight trained, boy. Knocked
He
the
looked too big. He not.
knocked the brake pads. He wore those brake pads down to nothing, man. Yo, my man came in with a full pad. it got shredded down to the metal. My man gotta replace.
He knocked the brake pads for real off that man. I mean, he was too strong.
He was huge.
Yeah.
He was huge.
Saddam couldn't do anything. I mean, he got clipped. I think it was like 1 round.
No,
Two rounds?
it was probably it was in the. I know the first round.
No,
he got
like,
robbed,
yeah, he got.
but I
he
think
was
third or
getting
fourth
bullied.
round.
Yeah.
He couldn't recover.
That's the first time I really seen Mungia, honestly.
That was the first time I ever saw Mungia, and I'm like, damn, this dude fights at 150.
The brake pads.
He wore them brake
That's
pads
what I mean.
thin.
That's what
Thin,
this fight.
boy.
That's why I was saying that we should give Mungia a little bit of credit because
I
this was
know.
his first time going up to 168. And when I seen him weight, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like,
Wait,
damn,
so even Gabe Rosado, he fought at 168 or 160? Gabe Rosado was 160?
No.
Gabe, who?
I felt like Gabe Rosado was 168
If
too,
I'm not
right?
mistaken, this was his
First at
fight
68?
At 168.
Oh, okay,
And he's
okay.
fighting Derevyanchenko up there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. And for him to do that, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna give him a little bit of respect, but you know, the respect that I was kind of holding back because that resume was so
I
terrible.
know.
But I don't think that he's ready for the rest of these guys at 168. I don't think he's ready for
Benavidez.
He
Caleb
got
Plant.
some experience now, though. Even fighting the guys he's fighting. I won't say that he's a top tier super middleweight.
I think we need to see it.
Right.
I think that's the thing for Mungia, like, and it's why everybody keeps overlooking him and overshadowing him because it's like he don't get those big fights. Like nobody wants to take the risk with him,
Right.
even though they feel like they're probably like, yo, your resume's trash. You never really beat anybody. I can wash you, but they don't want to take that risk still because he's rangy. He's a big puncher. He's a
Exactly.
volume puncher.
Good body shots.
He doesn't
He can take a
stop.
shot.
He
Yeah,
can
so
take a
hard,
shot.
yeah, exactly.
And he got hurt too in that against.
Oh,
Derevyanchenko.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah,
A
he
couple,
showed a lot of
a couple times, as it looks like.
In those inside exchanges, yeah. And basically in those inside exchanges when he was coming over top.
He had the wobbly legs a couple times. Yeah.
But we haven't really seen Mungia, like, I feel like, besides this fight, even with the Gabe Rosado fight, like, Gabe was, like, fighting a great fight against him, but we didn't see him, like, get, like, threatened, like, oh, shit, like, he's gonna get hurt, he's gonna get stopped. Derevyanchenko, I feel like it's the first fight we actually seen Mungia, like,
Tested.
tested and being threatened. I'm a fan of Mungia. I'm a fan, not biased because I'm Mexican. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, you're Mexican, you're a biased motherfucker. No, it's not that.
He's a warrior.
I think, you know, just that Mexican heart and how he fights, you know, he's gonna bring an exciting fight no matter where it goes.
Right.
I just think a skilled boxer will be able to beat him. So if he fights a Caleb Plant, if he fights a Benavidez, if he fights a Charlo, Boo Boo Andre, I want to see it because I feel like that's the only way we're gonna see Mungia get
Even
exposed.
Berlanga, that would be a good fight. Let's just see it.
Yeah, I feel like he'll wash Berlanga. To be honest, I feel like Mungia will wash Berlanga
To the body,
Sorry.
right? Hurt him.
Yeah, body.
You gotta show me, man. After I seen that Derevyanchenko fight, I don't think Mungia don't. I think he'll just. You know what? I need to slow down, man. Because I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the
Let me
predictions
chill.
that I've been making been turning out like, you know, I said what I said about Loma. You know, I think I wasn't too critical on Tio. I think I said last episode that if the old Tio shows up, the Tio that was the co-made Tio, the Loma Tio shows
Who
up.
thought that was gonna happen? Tio was gonna show up like that.
We were all wrong.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
we all effed that one up.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. We all messed that up because I myself was thinking, because we're going into that one now, the Tio versus Josh Taylor. All right, Teofimo, man.
Yeah,
what?
much respect. Much respect.
Oh my God, yeah.
We can't even
Impressive.
talk shit, man.
I can't.
Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can. If y'all don't want to talk shit, I'm gonna let y'all go first, and then I'm gonna come in with the shit.
Come in. You come in to save the best for last. Come in with that smoke. Teo, you know, I thought your mental was going to be in your way. I thought you were going to beat yourself, and I thought Josh Taylor was going to be able to break you mentally, walk you down, and hurt you. And what you were able to do against, I think he's a bigger puncher than Teo. Even though Teo has those like big, flashy, like explosive knockouts, I still feel like Josh Taylor's the bigger, stronger fighter. So whatever you were able to do, and the way you were able to time him and just have fun in there and be yourself, the old Teo that we all know of you to be, I was impressed, man. I give you all the props. I apologize because I called it wrong. I thought you were losing. I thought Josh Taylor was going to stop you. So, kudos to you, man. I got nothing but respect for Teo. I thought he fought a great fight, man.
Tell the truth, but I mean, I said the same thing. I thought he had no chance. No chance at all. Josh Taylor.
Negative.
He's a big 140-pounder. We seen what he did to Prograis. Even though he had a close fight with his last opponent, I forget the guy's name. I knew that Josh... Who? Yeah, Cattle, right? I knew that Josh Taylor he's southpaw, he's rangy, he comes for it. And just the smack talk between them, you just favored Josh. You know, Josh was like, he's the one that killed. I'm knocking you out, this and that. And when the fight took place and Teo just started having fun, I mean, Teo was toying with Josh Taylor. I mean, it looked like he could have stopped Taylor, to be honest with you. He was putting hands and feet on him. He was washing him off. You know what I mean? He had the mop bucket out. He had it all. I mean, he was really beating Josh Taylor. I mean, like, I thought Josh was going to get stopped. And I was completely shocked. Teo is, I think, back. And at 149, he's talking retirement. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah. How about that? Do we think it's like a publicity act? Do you think like it's a stunt to try to?
I think he knows he can't. I think he knows that anybody else at 140 will be a little bit more of a threat. Even though he took that one of the big guys out there. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't know. I don't know if it's publicity or not, but I think that Teo still got enough.
So is the retirement real, or is it cap? Or is it hella cap?
Oh, it's hella cap.
It's hella cap. Hella cap.
Someone talks some big money, he in there again. He's signing.
He's mad young. Yeah. He's mad young. Got mad tread on the tires.
Yeah, he got too much skill still. Too much power. He's strong. I would like to see him fight Tank, honestly.
At 140?
Yes.
Damn.
Well, let me hear that. Let's hear
that's a good ass fight. Jevar he's boiling up. My man was ready to
I'm not a big Teo fan though, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him, but I have to give him his credit where credit is due.
Right.
Plain and simple.
And you got to do that. After that performance, you know, where I'm gonna start talking shit isn't in the ring. You can't have that kind of performance and talk shit. He toyed with Josh Taylor. I mean, like, I never seen Josh Taylor get his ass whooped. Like, I thought I would never see it.
He pulled a belt out.
Even with the best 140 pounders, I would have never thought Taylor would look like that against anybody at 140. And Teo did it. You know what I'm saying? We all thought he was gonna lose. He looked terrible against Sandor Martin. There's a knockdown that didn't get counted. He probably should have lost it. I mean, I still think he should have lost. Even with that knockdown that they didn't count. I think he still lost to Sandor. He looked terrible against Kampa, that was his first fight in America. He has all this drama going on outside of the ring. We all know that boxing is mostly mental. He had that exchange with his father where he told him to stop being a bitch when you know, his father was trying to tell him, like, yo, don't stand on that comment about the black fighters. Don't do it with that interview.
Yeah.
His father was trying to be like, yo, and he stood up, looked his father in the face and said, yo, stop being a bitch, right before the fight. So I'm like, yo, and then everybody saw that, and then a lot of money started coming in on Taylor. Like the odds was telling you, like, yo, the odds for Taylor to win kept rising. But halfway through that fight, man, Teo was like a minus like 1,000 because he was whooping his ass. He was showing out, smiling, dancing like Taylor.
Seen him crooked teeth, you know what I mean?
Taylor threw a punch.
See that flip tooth?
That chip tooth, right? I mean,
see that flip tooth?
I didn't know he was half vampire, not.
But at
Count
the end of the day,
Schnackler, baby. Yeah, come on.
day, after the fight, is the same shit, bro. It's like he really needs to like seriously. He's an outstanding fighter. You're young. Nobody believes that you're gonna quit. Stop it. You sitting there talking about you only got paid $1 million and your wife took half your money. So what do you do best? You fight. That's how you get paid. Fight.
Right.
Nobody believes you're gonna. And then he went and said that I'll come back for $100 million. Canelo was not even getting paid $100 million. Anthony Josh was not getting $100 million. Wilder's not getting $100 million. So why would they give you $100 million? Even though you had a great performance, why would you say $100 million? You're insane.
You sound like Thurman. Thurman, $10 million to fight me.
But even Thurman ain't saying $100 million. Thurman ain't even saying $15 million.
Yeah, but he said 10. You know he was saying for the sub.
Either way, the cap. Thurman had a little cap on.
Tough.
He came in there with a helmet on.
It's graduation time. Tough
cap. You see the big cap?
But the thing is, though, that what really worries me about Teo is that, this guy said that he was two-time undisputed champion.
Yes.
Two division, two-time undisputed champion. I know we have a lot of hardcores that watch this show, but we have some casual fans in here, and some of y'all may be fans of Teo and believe the bullshit that he's telling you. I'm gonna say it slow. Teo was never undisputed, not even one time. Not even one time. The WBC, when he fought Lomachenko, Super belonged to Devin Haney because Lomachenko decided to duck Haney and take franchise status that Canelo created because, everybody, Mauricio Suleiman didn't want Canelo to drop the belt.
Right.
He wanted that 3% and all that money.
Oh, I know.
So instead it said, hey Canelo, listen, don't drop the belt. I'm going to create out of thin air this franchise belt so that you don't have to fight the people that Canelo was ducking. You know what I'm saying? So Loma decided to do the same thing. So they emailed, and it was emailed to Devin Haney, the super belt, the WBC Super. That means that Loma went in there with a franchise belt, which the Boxing Hall of Fame does not acknowledge. That means you weren't undisputed at 135.
Tell the truth.
And then, how the fuck do you come up with you were undisputed at 140 when the only belt that was on the line was Josh Taylor's one belt because he had dropped all the other belts trying to fight Jack Catterall?
Because he said he beat the undisputed champion.
Without him actually losing the belts in fights, but
that's why.
We'll remember, right? If we're talking about this shit 100 years from now, right? It's history. The history books is gonna say you went into the fight with Josh Taylor and you won one belt, one, and a lineal. He won the ring belt too. So he got the ring belt and I can't. I think it was. I don't know if it was the IBF that Josh Taylor still was holding on to, but. For God knows,
I don't think it was WBA.
No. It was a dark brown belt. So I'm thinking
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's WBA or WBO. Usually that dark brown because IBF is red.
Yeah, but either way, it was only one belt.
Yeah, I know.
Sabril Matias has a belt. God, I don't know why, but Rolly has a belt.
Rolly's got a belt.
And perfect segue.
That's wow.
Perfect segue. Regis Prograis has a belt.
Rolly gonna lose that belt as he fights Ryan.
Wow.
Ryan gonna knock his ass out.
I agree.
I think that Rolly loses to a lot of people at 140.
Oh my God.
A lot of people.
A lot.
I think that
Josh Taylor included.
Yeah, I think Teo beats the brakes off him. Sabril Matias, boy, the ass whooping that Sabril will put on Rolly will be epic. Prograis, I mean, my man's still coming up. My man's from Brooklyn. Just had a really good performance last time he was out.
Brooklyn Shushu?
Bruce, yes. Bruce Shushu. Yo,
Shushu was a problem.
Oh my God, bro. I think he's special.
He's a guy that's in the gym, focused. Even when we seen him, because B was there and Javi and them, they're like, yo, when he came out, no games. He went and sparked the board, and that was it. Like all business. All business, yeah. You could tell Shushu's that though.
Shushu's that guy.
He's that dude.
Yeah.
And Hitchison's like that too though. A lot of these young guys are.
No, it was Hitchens. It's not Carrington. It was
Hitchens.
Richardson Hitchens.
He's
Richardson Hitchens and Shushu like
No,
that.
they're both nice like that.
Showtime, the fighter that's at my gym, sparred with him years ago. That's why he's so sharp too. That's why he's so good.
Oh, that's why it's good?
He spars with those guys.
Because
he's getting those
He
rounds.
said, yeah. They used to put beats on me. So I had to stop that shit.
How to put an end to that? How to put an end to that? Tell
No,
it,
but with Prograis though, man, it just didn't look good, man.
I was just about to say, since we're talking about 140, we're talking about Prograis and what just happened with him and Zorrilla. It's like, I thought going into that fight, Prograis was going to be able to run through him and just really just overwhelm him with his power and take this guy that nobody really knew about and take him out fairly early. I didn't think he was gonna. I think he was gonna last. You know what? I think Zorrilla threw people off because I felt like they were gonna have him really be in the pocket exchanging with Prograis, but Prograis had to deal with his boxing and ability, his footwork, and when he had to deal with him moving a lot, Prograis couldn't get set. Right. So he had that early knockdown, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. Here's the Prograis, of old. He's gonna really just keep this pressure up. He's gonna really hurt him. He's gonna keep this going, and then Zorrilla was able to recover and get back, on his shit and just being able to move, be out of boxing, just really just keep him at that distance. And Prograis just really couldn't adjust to it. I feel like he struggled against a good boxer. I feel like a good boxer.
Heard that, it wasn't much punches thrown.
Prograis was walking down, a lot of pressuring, trying to corner him and stop him, but I felt he got frustrated because of Zorrilla's movement.
Really?
That was my thought on it, but I don't know if y'all got to see it and check it out.
I didn't really get to see that one. But I looked like I had thought I seen Prograis get dropped, but y'all cleaned that up, said that he slipped, and he did drop the other guy. So I mean, Prograis usually either flatlines the guy or he's in a dogfight with usually. But he might be a lot of these fighters are on the decline,
Well, Regis is older too. Regis is in his 30s.
A lot of these fighters are on the decline.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
So with him being the WBC champ, and now with Teo having, it was actually what I confirmed, it was the WBO. So it was the WBO he got from Josh. Yep. So with him getting the WBO now, it's like, how does Prograis match up with Teo? Like, how does Prograis?
Well, it was Devin that's supplying pressure.
Exactly.
Devin is applying a lot of pressure.
Good thing you brought that up.
Devin's going to jump on his ass if he can stop fighting. He gonna whoop Prograis' ass.
They were on that phone real quick.
If he don't clean it up, he got to clean it up. And he did admit that, Regis did admit that he has to go back in the gym and work on some things.
Right.
It might be a little bit of ring rust. He did say that he was nervous with his first hometown fight. But Devin, I think Devin will probably be his best self, the best Devin we've seen at 140 because he doesn't have to kill himself to get down to 135 anymore. So he'll be comfortable there. I think if Devin is going to move up, he has the right, as being undisputed at 135, to activate whoever he wants. Whatever champion he wants, he could be like, I want to fight him next because I'm the champion.
He's undisputed coming up.
Belt,
when you got a belt, you can pretty much come up to the division and.
Well, that's the rules. Yeah, that's the rules. Because if you have a belt at the previous, then you can apply for that belt at the next. But Devin has all of them. So I can pick and choose whoever the hell I want. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'd be better for him to go to 140 because just like Devin has a split on Prograis' neck, boy, that boy Shakur.
Where the bottle service, baby? Bring those bottles out.
Foot on Devin's neck. He's not allowed on these 135 streets no more.
Where he was at the party. The club and all that?
Sign the contract.
Jericho, you say what up, man? I was like, damn, he was staring at him so hard. I said, yo, God.
Devin can't go to those 135 streets no more. He's not allowed. Yeah. Those streets belong to Shakur.
Shakur's Tank. Yeah. Shakur like Jaws. He was hunting, man. He wants that smoke. I don't think Devin really wants that smoke.
No, he don't.
I agree. That's why I'm on the phone with Prograis. That's why his pops. That's why as soon as Prograis won his fight, what is it? Bill, whatever. Bill, his pops is there. He has the phone right on Prograis. Like, FaceTime Devin right now. Like, talk to Devin because it's like they're trying to set up that fight. They're ducking that smoke. They don't want that boy Shakur, man. They do not want that boy Shakur.
That fight at 35 will be Shakur and Tank.
I think Devin would go to 35, but the only fighter he's going to 35 for is Tank. That's it. It's not about, oh, Tank is going to knock him out. I feel like Tank will win that fight, yeah, but Devin struggles. That's not front. He struggles. We couldn't even see the weigh-in, the real weigh-in with Devin because he was so like, because he looked like a skeleton the last time. He's like, I don't want to look like that and be ridiculed on social media again. He does struggle to make 135, but he would do it because Tank represents a really, really huge paycheck.
Yep.
And he's willing to lose that belt, all those belts, if it meant that, hey, listen, I'm gonna make the biggest payday of my life.
Yeah,
what Shakur does not offer. Shakur offers an ass whooping for a low price.
Oh, of course.
Where Tank offers an ass whooping
and a
payday.
Yeah.
You know,
Them numbers that I saw, like the pay-per-view buys, like compared, it was like Haney and Loma was like 150,000 pay-per-view, and then it was the Tank fight, and that
was $1 million.
Well, I mean, Ryan had a lot
$1,500,000.
to do with it, too.
I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to see the type of numbers that them guys can produce. Like Tank, he puts up numbers.
I thought I'd never see that again. Where everybody's stealing the fights now, everything is so easy to stream. I thought I would imagine if we weren't in the streaming era, how many pay-per-views that would have sold.
Would have sold out.
Oh my, that would have easily been 2.5 million.
Easy.
I've been arguing with a lot of people about that too. Like, stop streaming fights, especially like the
bigger
the
ones.
big one like Crawford and Spence. I don't even want to I don't want to stream. I want to pay for that because it's worth paying for. It's such a mega fight.
It's such a high level,
Yeah.
It's just such good boxing being displayed. It's worth the purchase. But like when you see some of these other ones, it's like
Jake Paul and
keep that shit on ESPN. Like
Those shit sold.
they-
Those shit Jake
I
Paul
know.
sells. You know what I'm saying? And the
They
thing
do.
is like,
but I mean, I don't want to pay for it.
I remember that
It's
shit.
a freebie on that one.
Yeah.
yeah, we're streaming that shit, baby.
Streaming that
Yeah,
real
boxing,
quick.
I don't wanna-
But the real boxing like this, like you gotta pay for those fights because if you don't pay for them, then it's less likely for you to get those fights. And I think that Tank and Ryan did us a really big favor by showing that like, if you put two fighters together that people want to see, people will buy it. And I think that again, we'll get big numbers. I don't think we're gonna hit the million mark with Spence and Crawford, but I think that it'll be at least my minimum for them would be like 750,000 pay-per-views. Because
You don't think they'll hit a mill?
I think
Okay, I think it's a hit a mill. I don't think it's gonna be
I
1.5.
think
I think
that
it's gonna be a mill.
everybody is actually.
That's the best
about
fight.
This fight.
That's probably the
You
best
got
fight
people
in
that
boxing.
don't even watch boxing, like
Crawford Spence.
You have, but the thing is that Ryan and Tank
I
bring
know.
people that don't even watch boxing to boxing. The thing about Crawford and Spence is that they got everybody who does watch boxing to boxing. You know, like they're going to
A
tune
lot
into
of
this
UFC
fight.
fans are gonna watch that fight too.
But at the end of the day, Tank and Ryan brought people that they don't even watch boxing.
They don't even know
They don't
boxing.
even watch.
I'm not comparing it to because Ryan's on TikTok doing the milkshake, so that's how he got his. I mean, I like Ryan Garcia. I like him trying to be. He out there doing the most, singing and
Tank got the
Tank
streets.
too. Tank
Tank
and
got the
his
streets.
boxers dancing and shit too. You see
Tank
that?
got the streets.
Who?
Tank.
Oh.
There's videos of him
Oh, yeah.
dancing
Oh,
with
they're
big ass
trying
shoes
to
on.
they're trying to
Ain't
clown
no
him
fucking
all
boxers.
crazy.
And I'm like, this is the pound for pound king. Like this is how we doing it.
Yo, knock your ass.
Knock your ass
Oh,
out.
I mean, yeah, you knock my ass out, and I'm gonna pull that.
Pull that thing.
Till I wake up, I pull that thing now.
Pull that clip.
After my chain gets off the ground.
Pull the clip.
Nah, but yeah, Tank can fight, but it's still you walking around doing a milkshake, dancing around with fucking shoes and shit, just getting views. So that's
But that's
what.
why-
Hey,
That's why
that's
I
the
feel
era
that-
win. That's the era we
The
are
wave
in.
that they create, they're a tidal wave outside of boxing. Spence and Crawford are only a tidal wave inside of boxing.
Yeah.
When you go outside of that, they don't have fans of them outside of boxing. If you don't watch
Yeah,
boxing,
they
you
don't
don't
got
know
the
who
clout.
Terrence is, you don't know who Spence is, you just
But
don't know.
I agree with you. I agree with you
Those are
100%.
facts.
I agree, but this is what everyone's even talking. The real fight is this fight coming. That's the real fight
Oh, of
for
course.
the real boxing fans.
Oh, of course.
That Ryan and Tank was a good fight, and it was a super fight for that weight class. But Ryan, they don't really view him as a real good fighter. You know what I mean? They look at him as a YouTuber or whatever, just like Jake Paul. They kind of put Ryan in that category.
The people in boxing.
people
in boxing.
The people that weren't in boxing, that tidal wave I told you about.
I know they watch
thought
him.
he was the best fighter since since Mayweather. He's the best since Mayweather because they don't watch.
Yeah.
We all
I know.
know. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But the people outside of boxing, they were like, "Yo, this guy is gonna knock him out."
And he can fight.
I couldn't believe it.
And his hair is
You see
yellow.
that?
And that gel's all shiny.
Joe was all shiny.
That gel is crispy.
We all know though on paper where Crawford and Spence as a fight, this is the biggest fight I say in the millennium. I don't even know. Like I started trying to think about how big this fight really is.
We're looking at like you think about like when Pacquiao had Mayweather, you know, when Canelo fought Triple G. I'm trying to think in our era in a sense because.
All right, so Canelo and Triple G was a good mega fight. They both were undefeated, you know. But people thought that was you talk about two prime fighters though, undefeated,
undefeated,
knockout punchers, fighting for undisputed. That's where it's like.
I know. That's everything.
And then not only you fighting for undisputed, you're fighting for the number one pound for pound spot too, the best fighter on the planet right now.
Was that for undisputed?
No, they fight for undisputed and for the number one spot.
I
Whoever
thought you were
wins.
talking about Triple G and Canelo.
No, I'm talking about.
No. We're talking about. He went back to the Crawford and
Spence,
Spence. Yeah.
That's why this fight is so much bigger than all the other fights.
Yeah, to us it is. To us, I believe you. Yes, to us it is.
Yeah.
I think that's it. To us,
Average
the real
viewers.
boxing fans, this fight is bigger than Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Yeah,
because
it is.
There's so much more on the line.
Right.
You know
where
what I'm saying?
Pacquiao had his chin still laying on the ground. I mean,
It was just a
after
money
that
fight that everybody
knockout.
wanted to see.
Yeah. Everybody was wanting Mayweather to
Pacquiao
lose.
came in there with 6 losses or several losses.
Several
when he fought
losses.
Floyd.
But everybody just wanted to see Mayweather lose, and they felt Pacquiao was the one. Like southpaw speed, a lot of volume punching. He was going to overwhelm Floyd and get the win. That was my thought. Like I was like, oh, he has a decent chance.
I want to
But
get
it's
y'all's
Floyd.
opinion on who do you, as far as I know they eventually got to get in the ring. You know, at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. But what do you think about the build-up and the press conferences so far?
Oh, who?
With the Crawford and Spence right now.
Oh, you want to get my view?
Yeah, let's go.
You see the hat?
You see the symbol?
I thought watching them both size up, you know, long time ago I watched the interview, well not the interview, but you know, the YouTube channel where Crawford and Spence faced each other. They looked like the same size. Crawford's in shape, Spence was heavy. It was the jokes that, you know, when you out of shape, it's like,
I know.
I know you. I know we
That's the
agree
one.
on this, so I want you to. Yeah.
Yes, but into the press conference, I seen the size of them actually face to face this time. And Spence is a lot bigger than Crawford. He is the bigger man. And I felt like Spence got, you know, it was a good press conference. Crawford was keeping it professional, so was Spence. But then in the first one, Spence said, as Crawford's talking, he's like, "You didn't even fight nobody." And it seemed like it made a switch when Crawford pissed. Like, hold on, who the
What you talking?
talking to? Like, I've been in boxing. I did more in the sport than you ever did. You just in one weight class.
That is true.
But this is the key right here. So that first one, you know, Crawford, he got under Crawford's skin in the first one. So I felt like he won that first press conference. The second one, Crawford tried to come out a little more, want some extra shit, talking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Spence, man down. You already know.
We smoke bud.
Yeah, we smoke bud. Like how he was doing it, he still won that second press conference. To me, even though Bud's my man, I favor both fighters, but I felt like Earl won the press conference. But the key part of this that really had me thinking was Crawford told Spence, "You haven't fought any 2 division champion. You only fought in one way." He only fought at welterweight.
One weight class.
He never fought a guy that came up a different weight class that has 2 divisions, 3 divisions. Crawford's 3 divisions coming up to fight him. That's a whole nother wrinkle that he has no idea what. You're facing young, smaller guys that are a lot harder to hit and elusive, and you're going up and you filled up at 147. So that psychological pull that he said to him is right. You are the better fighter because you have different weight classes you face. not just one weight class. And he moved into his weight class and got a belt and already is knocked out every opponent he faced at 147. Spence has not seen that. He hasn't, as many fighters he fought, he hasn't fought nobody that's 2 division. Not even Sean Porter's 2 division. So I was like, that's a fucking clean point. He said, I don't think he fought anyone that was even 2 division champion. But you want to say you the big fish and you better than me? I'm undisputed already. I've been done undisputed. So I don't know. I feel like Spence made the jokes and it was a good press conference. I feel like Spence won the press conference, but I know Crawford is gonna make a statement in the fight.
What do you think?
No, I agree. And for me, like, I peep the press conferences. It's cool. Like, it's good to see them jaw off and pop off and talk shit. But I don't get too deep into it because I feel like at the end of the day, you know, with these psychological warfares, I feel like these guys are so well to do and they're so well off right now. Like, that's not, I don't feel it's gonna affect them that much, in my opinion. Maybe y'all think it's gonna get to them. I feel like Crawford is so locked in. We always see him so focused and like just always just ready to go. That's the thing that it's why I tend to just gravitate towards what Crawford's doing because he's always in shape, he's always in the gym, he's just so locked in. So the talking stuff's cool. Like, I tune in and I get a good laugh at some of the comments they're saying. You know, I smoke bud and you know, Crawford talking about he got his fishing pole, we're gonna go fishing, whatever the hell he's saying, fish fillet. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool and all, but I don't buy too deep into the talks at the press conferences, man. A lot of it's hype to build up the fight, and they have to because let's be real. Spence and Crawford numbers are going to do Tank and Davis numbers. Like, that's just not going to happen. So they're going to do everything they can to build up, hype up, and try to get people to be like, oh shit, like this fight's going to be crazy. I got to tune in because the average viewers are not going to know.
Right.
Us boxing fans, you know, deep, loyal, you know, people who are genuinely into boxing and know boxing are going to be tuning in. But to get these other viewers in these press conferences and the talk and trying to hype it up, they're gonna do everything they can for it, but I don't buy into it too much. The only thing, and we were talking about this earlier with the money and with like the belts, and I wanted to bring it up. I'm really glad that Spence like was on the mic talking. Like, it was funny as hell because he got the mic over my ear, like, yo, I'm about to spit these bars, kid. And he dropped the mic on him and let them know, like, yo, like, y'all need to know where this 3% is going. It's going to these sanctioning bodies, man. And I'm just glad that, you know, a boxer of that caliber and of that, you know, status is bringing this up because, you know, I think it's so important for people to understand kind of the business of the sport. It's missed, it's forgotten about because everybody cares about the fight. You know, everybody cares about a knockout. Everybody cares about, you know, how tough and how bad these people are. But I think the business is always overlooked, and I'm glad that Spence is bringing that up because it's bullshit, man. You know, and these belts, like, they're creating, you know, new, you know, continental belts and interim belts, and it's like, why are we having all these belts, bro?
Yeah.
Why can't it be like the old days? We just fight for one. We fight for one, unify that one. But like everything, it's a money grab, right? And everybody's trying to get their palms wet, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get that greased up, man. They're trying to get it filled up, man. So yeah, I like the press conferences, it's cool and all. I don't buy too much into them. I feel like Crawford has his moments, Spence has his moments, but it's for me, and I think like I'm gonna try to like have it directed towards you now because the beef with like the coaches, man. Like, that shit's been funny to me. Like, to hear, like, T-Bud is, like, you know, going at, you know, Henry and shit, or, you know what I mean? Like, he's going at a coach. Like, he's talking shit to a coach. Like, is it that deep, man? Like, do we really gotta be that mad? Like, I understand if we're beefing because it's like, yo, I'm gonna fuck your fighter up. Like, I'm coming at his head. Like, that's what it is. But, like, over some shit like saying what's up.
I think Derek James
I think
crazy.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
I think it's my turn.
That's why I was shifted it. I was shifted it right that way.
Why? Only thing the man said was, "What's up?" and Terrence felt like a need to put his chest out.
Get the hell out.
And that just tells you right there that Terrence he hasn't been here before. Am I saying that he's scared? And
You see him about to pull the hat off, right? Y'all see him.
You see, just the emotional bag, just close it up. I'm gonna get back to you. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that Terrence is scared. To say that Terrence is scared, like, that's fucking crazy. You can tell, like, even in the littler press conferences that he had, like, especially with Hank London. Hank London, he got a mouth on him. Terrence was like, nah, fuck out of here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm
Go
saying?
learn.
Like, you could
Go
tell.
learn.
If the people weren't in between them, Terrence would have put hands and feet on him right then and there. He ain't scared. I don't think Terrence is scared of nothing. But why are you so bothered because a man that's in a suit said what's up to you? And that got your jaws tight? I don't understand.
All in a bunch.
Relax, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you can tell. I also feel like Khalif feels that Spence won those press conferences, but I also feel like he won those press conferences because Spence is comfortable here. I've been here before. I had a huge press conferences with Garcia. I had big press conferences with Cal Brook, with Sean Porter. I've been on this big stage. I fought in Cowboy Stadium where, you know, they could fit 100,000 people in. I've been here before. You can just tell by his demeanor. Like in the second press conferences where, like, Terrence was going on this whole rant that was like 20 minutes long about how you scale a fish and all that. He's like, and Spence is like, that don't even sound right. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and when the last time you seen a fisherman catch a Moby Dick with a fishing pole? He's like, you need a submarine. We smoke butt out. Smoke butt out here. We grind it up, roll it up, and smoke it up.
Shit. Light it up.
Also, like we said, and I thought it was interesting because I said this last time on episode 2. It's going to be real interesting seeing how they walk out and how they look right before they touch gloves and the fight is about to start, and how much bigger Spence looks than him. Like, when he really rehydrates and he gets comfortable, because you can already tell that he's already bigger than him.
Yeah.
And like you said, that Spence ain't never seen nothing like Terrence. Terrence ain't ever seen nothing like Spence. Nothing like him.
Remember what Crawford said in the press conference? If he gets out of line,
It's all talk.
He gets out of line.
It's all talk. At the end of the
promise
day,
he'll be number one.
they all got to get
If
into
he
that
gets
ring
out of
because
line,
they all.
listen to
we've
what I'm
seen plenty
saying.
of
Listen to the
people talk.
details
I wasn't
that
finished.
man gave him.
Was I finished?
No, I just wanted to throw that at you as you say the bullshit.
All right, I'm
Listen
you
to
know
the
what I'm done
details.
The details are, right? At the end of the day, yeah, Terrence has. In our first episode, I said that Terrence Crawford is pound for pound. I think he's pound for pound over Spence. Why? Because he does have undisputed. He had undisputed at the weight class below, and he was a champion the weight class before that. That's undeniable. But at the end of the day, you can't blame. Genetics has to take effect at some point. Spence, have you seen how big Spence is? There's no way that boy was born 147. I can't fit into a 130 frame. I can't fit into a 135 frame. A 135 and a 140 frame. I can barely fit in a 147 frame.
He's huge.
And the only reason why I'm staying here is because I told myself and I told my family, told my father, I am going to be undisputed at 147 pounds. This is a money division. It was the glamour division before 135 started popping off.
Yep.
But he told himself, I want to be undisputed at 147. I'm going to get all these belts on my side, and then I'm going to come to your side and take your belts. And he did everything he said he was going to do. I'm fighting champions and I'm fighting decent fighters even after I'm getting thrown from Ferraris, or his retina was detached, and I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take Uga's side. Terrence Crawford ain't seen shit like Spence. Just like Spence ain't never seen nothing like Terrence Crawford. And that's why this fight is so it's like a juicy steak for boxing fans, for hardcore fans. Like, this is the fight. This is
the pinnacle of boxing.
This is This is better than Pacquiao and Mayweather. So that's my view on it.
Yeah, I feel like they were old. No offense to them, but I feel like they were old and like kind of like taken out at that point. Like they were kind of their way out. They were older, man. You know what I mean? So for them two to get matched up, it should have happened like 5 years ago, that fight. So by then it was like, it's too late. I don't want to see this. These two are in their prime, and I think that's what makes this fight so much more special, man. It's so crucial with it, man, that they're in their prime right now. And yeah, that's the key, man, that these two are in the prime. They're at the best, you know, pound for pound time of their life to be fighting, and it's gonna be a great fight, man. You know, I can't wait to see it, man. It's great for the sport, man. It's great for the sport.
What Crawford said, let's just rewind this. If he gets out of line, and that's key, okay? Because Spence, even though he's a freight train and he's bigger, I've seen so many fighters that are bigger get knocked cold. Just because you're bigger, just because you're stronger, does not mean you can't get knocked out. And it could be a body shot and it could be a head shot. Crawford has one punch knockout in either hand, and he knows how to set the shot up. Where Spence is just used to just bullying you and trying to bulldoze you and keep the jab in your face. And you gotta be very wary. And he even said it, so I gotta pay attention when Crawford switches. Is the right hand coming down the middle or the left hand coming down the middle? And I'll tell you right now, Crawford could fight just as well right-handed. He just don't show it. No one sees it. So when Spence is on his heels, Spence is gonna be in there trying to bully him, dog him out. And he said, I'm gonna break it with. Spence said, and I always get out of line. I don't think this fight, you're gonna be one to get out of line. Because if you do,
You're gonna get caught.
you will get knocked out. And
You'll get caught.
I feel a knockout.
Damn, that's bold, man. I love Crawford.
There's other fighters are stating that too.
I believe it. No, I believe it.
I called this shit. I have a video. I should pull a shit up on YouTube. I stated this shit 2 years before that fight when you even thought about me. Like Crawford will move up to 147s before he moved up to 47. He's gonna move up to 47, and he's gonna be the best fighter in that division. And when he faces Spence, he's gonna stomp him. I said the only guy that will give him hell is Boots. That's the only guy I feel that will give Crawford some problems at 47. But with that being said, I don't see Spence, as much as he's strong, he's this and that,
Huge,
being
big
able
puncher.
to handle what Crawford really got, bro. Crawford got so many wrinkles, so much he could do, bro.
My only counter to that is I've seen Crawford struggle with fighters that me, you, and you would agree are lesser than Spence.
Right.
We've seen him struggle with guys that are lesser than Spence.
Like who?
Like Mean Machine.
And Crawford stated Mean Machine was one of his toughest fights. You gotta remember, he was 2-time Olympian.
And Mean Machine,
Undefeated.
that's
Always on like
really
a knockout
More
tear.
unknown, but very dangerous.
yeah, that's
And Crawford went in that fight with an unknown guy, no footage, and fought a monster and stopped him. And I mean, yeah, he hurt Virgil Ortiz, and Virgil Ortiz stopped him, but Crawford already had knocked him out. So let's put that flip. If Virgil Ortiz would have fought him undefeated, I don't think that would have happened. See, the difference is,
He got him
like
after the fact.
yeah, he got him after the fact. And it's the same thing what he said about
Gamboa too.
Gamboa was linear champion, bro. Fast
was.
as hell.
Yeah, he
powerful.
was.
But he was older and his chin
No,
was.
no. Agreed. And the thing you said about Mean Machine, I also agree. And I also think
Yeah, he said
that they're lesser than Spence.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't seen nothing like Spence. Period.
Oh, bro,
That's why
I give you that. But they both haven't seen a fighter
likes
like
each
each
other.
other.
Exactly.
But
Likes of each other.
if you give me a stack of cards and we split them in half, the deck that has more aces, or I'm going with
The big faces.
And Crawford got more wrinkles than Spence. Spence, I see him fight in so many different fights, and you kind of see what he's going to do. And then when he throws his left hand, he steps over and comes back. That if you do that against Crawford, you're going to get sparked.
You're gonna get paid. You're gonna pay.
Steps over like this and comes back. It's over for him, bro.
All right.
It's over. I just see him getting stopped, bro.
So what he's getting at, and where I agree with him here, because I'm with you, like, Spence is huge, he's a big puncher, and he has all the capabilities to hurt Crawford, the smaller fighter, who has struggled with people who are smaller than him, who are not as good as him. We've seen that from Crawford, and we've seen him when he had his little moments where he's been rocked and he had to recover, but every time he's been rocked, he comes back and does better. Now, if he gets called like that by Spence, it might be a different story. He might not be able to come back the same. He might not be able to deal with that power. I'm just saying, because I know, and I'm right in the middle here because I'm going for Crawford, but I agree and I see why you favor Spence the way you do. I mean, the motherfucker's a beast, man. Like, he's such a big puncher at 47, and I don't even know how he makes it anymore, to be honest.
Honestly, we both said that I didn't think I would ever see him at 47
again.
But I think that where me and you are in alliance, where even though you think that Crawford's going to win, you're not in the same pool. Like, Khalif just jumped off the fucking building. He says that he's going to knock him out, where I don't feel like, even though I feel like Spence is going to win, I think it's really going to be a really, really, really close, tough fight. It's going to go to the end. It's going to have rounds where Terrence wins. It's going to be rounds where Spence wins. And I honestly think we're going to come out of this fight like everybody's going to be like, no, Terrence won. No, Spence won. Like, no,
it's going to be controversial.
I can't get to where Leaf is at, where it's like it's going to be a complete wash. He's going to knock him out.
That's what Earl said. It's going to be a one-sided ass whooping, but it's just going to be the other way around. I might see Crawford be the aggressor. You thinking Spence gonna be the aggressor?
Yeah, everything.
People are thinking that Spence is gonna walk Crawford down. Crawford might walk Spence down.
That's crazy.
And the difference is, we in the gym, we do gym rats. You always training, so I'm training, and I'm a gym rat too. Crawford's a real gym rat. Spence is not a gym rat.
Lives in the gym.
What is it? What is that? What has stopped Spence? Like, even though Spence is not a gym rat,
has gotten thrown out of a car.
Yes.
A torn retina.
Yes.
And
but nobody can stop what Spence does. Like, I talked about that the last episode. It's like, we know what he does, and nobody can stop it. That is just unreal to me. Except the skill. That's why I favor Crawford. Yeah. But
someone like Crawford he's not gonna get hit with that shit.
For him to come back and do what he did against Danny Garcia after the car accident, a big puncher like Danny is. Danny's a threat, and I was kind of worried about that fight, to be honest. I don't know if you could run that episode back, but when I was talking about that fight, I was kind of worried for Spence. I'm like, this is a tough fight to take, bro. Danny can grab,
man. Big fish, we don't take tune-ups.
Nah, I respect Spence all day.
They tried to give him Thurman before Crawford. They tried to, and at 154.
At 54.
And Spence was like, no, I want him. Give me him right now. And now he's going to be going into that fight. I think it's going to be 15 and a half months out of the ring. Almost. 16 months out of the ring.
Did y'all see, real quick, the episode of him on Gilly?
I didn't watch the episode, but I saw clips.
I see Crawford and Spence, and I ain't gonna lie, Spence had me fucking dying. He said, right when he got thrown out the car, he woke up the hospital, he's like, I want Crawford next.
Yo, but that's his mentality, bro. And that's why, like, I joke around with Leaf, and I joke around with Rick a lot, but I respect these two men a lot because you don't understand the mentality you need to get in there. I respect anybody. I will never call anybody a bum, even if you get in that ring at an amateur level, like at Tato's level or at Javi's level. I respect the hell out of you because you know that man over there has been training his ass off, and he's been training for you to punch it. And every punch that's coming at you, even when I was training with you, even a jab, you have to have bad intent. Every single punch is to punch that person's head off. You know what I'm saying? Everything you throw has to be with bad intentions, and I respect that. But that's why I believe Spence is my favorite fighter because that motherfucker got screw loose. He doesn't. It doesn't matter. Even after I get thrown from a car, I'm gonna go and fight Danny Garcia. No matter what you may think about him.
I give him all that. All the accolades he did. I give him the credit. Like, Spence is a monster. He is. Like, there's no question.
No, there's
That's what I want you to understand. Like, I'm a huge Errol Spence fan. Before Crawford got in that division, it was Errol Spence at 147.
Yeah. King at 147. Ain't nobody messing with
But I
Spence.
knew once Crawford went up to 40 and became undisputed, I knew exactly where he was going. I knew he was going to go up to 47. I said, hey, a fighter like Crawford is going to be dangerous for any guy at 147.
Anybody.
Sean Porter, Cal Brook at the time when he was shining. Any of those guys. We talking about Joseph Tito Lopez. Come on, these guys. I looked at the accolades of what Crawford could do and what he has done in the sport. I'm like, he's so skilled and he's powerful. And Crawford is mean. He's very mean in there too. You know what I mean?
He's a dog. He's a dog, man.
Instinct.
He's not just a skilled
If he hurts
technician.
Spence, he's going to knock Spence out.
He's gonna stop Spence.
And I'm going to be blown.
I agree with you,
the
though.
fuck out.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do the exact same thing because if the guys that hurt Crawford, if Spence touch you with that,
It's gonna be a wrap.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a wrap.
I mean, but look at the guys that hurt Spence. All right, let me ask you something. Let's go back.
Well, let's talk about that because I don't know if you. Well, obviously you did. In the interviews with him, with Spence, he was talking about how Danny and Ugas, he was like, yo, like those were like the two fighters that hit me. Like those are big punchers. Like I was feeling them shots. Like he respected the power from them two. So imagine someone who's a technician and is able to break you down the way that Crawford does, and he lands that effective counter and that effective clean shot. I feel like that is the difference as why I favor Crawford because he's the one that's going to be able to pick, choose, time, adjust. And that shot when he doesn't see, that's going to be a different shot than just knowing that it's coming and I can deal with it. I can land that, that flush shot can land and I'm good.
I mean, Crawford.
Because Danny and Ugas are both big punchers that Spence felt and was like, yo, like, these dudes, they hit me the hardest. Like, out of all my fights, those two were the
And
ones.
we all know Danny's one of the hardest punchers in boxing.
Big puncher.
And I don't know if y'all know, you probably know this. I don't know if you know this. He has an extra toe. That's why he plants and really sits on his left hook. That's why you be flattening guys with that left hook.
Yep.
That extra toe got the extra grip, you know what I mean? but
Got the extra claw on the ground.
Yeah.
Digging in.
this weekend, man, my birthday weekend,
Yes, sir.
they're not treating me right. Birthday, I don't give a fuck. Oh, even though, J-Rock fights.
I know, yeah, J-Rock, yeah.
J-Rock
J-Rock
fights.
fighting them
Yeah.
Yo, my bad, J-Rock. I didn't really have as many friends as you do with, amongst the people that I associate with. But at the end of the day,
That's a
Carlos
tough fight.
Adames is a monster. No disrespect. I predict a knockout. Carlos Adames is.
Damn, I forgot about that fight, y'all. And I was just looking at that PBC lineup.
Yeah.
They're the first one this
No,
weekend.
J-Rock,
Benny Boots.
I would love to do an interview. No disrespect.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Yo,
Love that
Carlos
J-Rock.
Adames is a fucking problem.
Hell of a chin, big puncher.
Volume.
I mean, J-Rock is dangerous too, but he's past what he was.
And it's been
And
a while.
the rust and the ring rust.
Yeah, that could be just a destruction.
What a tough fight to come
I
back.
love J-Rock, but
So do I, man. Huge fan of
this kid's a
J-Rock.
monster.
He's,
You gotta be prepared.
oh my God.
But we see upsets in boxing.
We have.
Yeah.
With
we've seen
J-Rock
it
included.
Yeah, J-Rock and damn man, I don't forget his name, bro. My man, you was talking about.
No.
No.
Top rank guy?
No. Damn, Spanish, Puerto Rican.
Oh, Berlanga.
No.
Oh.
With the tats.
No, tap. Oh, Gabe.
Gabe Rosado.
Gabe,
Rosado.
when he fought
When he fought
the bully.
Knocked his
back
head
the bully.
off.
And he was losing, he was getting
Knocked
his ass
his
whooped.
head
And then at
off.
the end of the day, he
Flatlined
knocked him the fuck out. Now Beck got his lick
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He got his lick back, but
Gabe about 69 years old though. That's right.
Hey, he's
Shout
a
out to
warrior,
Gabe.
man.
Shout out to
I love
Gabe.
Gabe, bro.
Yeah, I love Gabe. I love Gabe.
Yo,
Yeah, I love
when
Gabe.
you
I
talk
love
about-
that view.
Gabe got a
man.
picture. I got a photo with my kids for the Creed 2 movie. He was there.
Yeah,
My kids got a picture with him.
I was with Gabe when he was out in Vegas. I was having a training camp, and I was out there with him, and he was in camp. He was getting ready, and he was talking about he was on that MMA show at the time, that Kingdom.
Yeah.
He was on Kingdom, man, and we were in the living room at my strength conditioning coach's house, and we were talking in Vegas like of how I smoked that dude on the show. I started rolling. Gabe is so cool, man. He's a
warrior. He
cool
fought
ass
everybody.
dude,
Fought
man.
Golovkin.
He's,
Yeah,
a
they dug
definition,
nothing.
he's a definition of a dog. Like when you talk about dog in boxing, and there's a
Sake
dictionary
farm.
for a boxing dictionary, and you look up dog,
that up.
you're gonna see a picture of Gabe Rosado.
Facts.
And at the end of the day, that's how I feel about J-Rock. But
Yeah.
it's just like he's in the same category as Gabe, where it's just like it's past, and Adamas is coming up. He's hungry. He wants
Right.
Charlo in the worst way. But that's the one fight that I feel like I'm gonna probably watch that before I watch the Berlanga and Quigley. I'm sorry.
Word, no.
Even though I feel
you.
like I really don't know how that's gonna go, because Quigley got
Quigley's a good
some
fighter,
names
too.
on there. You know what I'm saying?
Quigley has good boxing ability. I think Quigley has good
Fundamentals?
I think he has better boxing ring generalship and fundamentals than Berlanga does. I think Berlanga's just banking on his power. I think I believe he's just gonna. He feels with Berlanga. I don't know what they're doing in their camp, but he hasn't been looking too impressive his last couple fights. And with Quigley being able to outbox him, this could be a long night. It could be a long night, and I'm not excited to see it, to be honest.
I can't even call it, honestly. If I had to,
You can't call it?
I don't even know where to. Could you though? I mean,
It's
I
kinda
mean,
a 50-50
Quigley is.
fight.
Quigley can.
So you saying Quigley?
I think Quigley can pull out a decision.
He boxes well. I mean, he
Boxes
he
well.
get caught.
He moves well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get hit like
What
that.
about-
Berlanga just has that equalizer, and he has it in both hands.
both hands?
He hasn't been able to land it like that no more.
Yeah,
It has
because-
an accurate.
Past that bullshit.
Yeah, as the boxing
Levels
levels
raise
have
up.
gone up, the knockout stopped.
Yeah, of course.
I just don't know, man. Because at the end of the day, he could be getting his ass with the whole fight, and the next thing you know, he's going to sleep, and then not the bookies, but
Betting
who's
odds
now?
or
He's
whatever.
with Matchroom. So that's
Oh
DAZN.
yeah.
So and then that's in a DAZN setting. So Quigley may have to really put the beats on him, because they're investing a lot of money in Berlanga. Sad that we have to say that.
Damn.
But,
Great point.
That's why I can't. I'm not even gonna call. I don't know.
Damn. Not even gonna call a
I
fight.
can't
Give me
even-
somebody. Give me
I'm
somebody.
going with Belonga
Going Berlanga.
because
Decision, knockout.
I won't say knockout. I think he gets the decision because he's gonna kind of bully him towards the end.
Yeah.
Maybe not by knock. Now you're gonna get the knockout.
I
But
think
You don't think he'll fade later on and Quigley will be able to outscore
that's the
him?
thing. Like quickly, that's
I think Berlanga will fade.
I don't think he can win on points though. He would have to really fuck Berlanga up to win on points.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
And he's in New York.
yeah, oh, he
All the
definitely-
odds.
And that's Puerto Rican.
I
That's
know.
the second Puerto Rico. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, Fat Joe's gonna be there.
Fat Joe, yeah.
Terror Squad gonna be in the
Yeah,
building.
they're gonna be
Lean
there.
back.
Like, it's gonna be real hard for Quigley to win. So, but
Damn, so you're going with Berlanga.
You having a hard time, baby.
I get it, man.
who do I think is gonna win? Actually, legitimately, if everything was all fair in boxing, I would say Quigley's gonna win. But because of the politics, because it's in New York, because it's a DAZN Matchroom card,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like,
Yeah, that's why I'm just going with.
You're
Like,
going with Berlanga. Yeah, I get
we
it.
all go with Belonga in the end.
In the end, but I'm
He's the
favoring Quigley.
favorite. He's the favorite. You know how that is.
I know how that goes. It's horrible, man.
But
Decisions.
that's real quick. Tim Zoo. We didn't bring that up.
We didn't bring
Tim
that
Tszyu.
up. Yeah, we didn't
So,
bring that first round knockout.
That was
up.
a first round destruction of Ocampo, who been in there against I like to call him Beanpole, but the guy at 154.
Mad tall.
Beanpole.
Mad tall.
Who went to sleep against
Just got slept.
another. Yeah, he's still getting up. He got knocked the fuck.
Pandora. He's still climbing up.
Yeah, he's still climbing up. Beanpole got knocked out smooth there, but
Spence knocked
Ocampo
him out.
fought.
Yeah, Spence knocked him out.
Beanpole, yeah. Spence stopped Ocampo in one round.
Was that the first round too, right?
I think it was.
They both were first round,
But,
right?
but Tenzu stopped him faster.
That's crazy.
And Tenzu hit that boy with a right hand, and you could see immediately his body shook, and I was like, oh, it's over.
I think it's another case where, who is Ocampo now? Ocampo had a little bit of status at 147. He hasn't had the same success at 54. Let's just be real.
Yeah. That's not the truth.
Tim Tszyu has it. He's going through the similar situation that Carlos Adames is going through, where nobody wants to fight him. He's too tough, especially if you want to continue your career. If you want a shot at the belts, you don't want to go to see guys like Carlos Adames. You don't want to go see guys like Tim Tszyu. But they're in talks. Little Charlo, and finally in negotiation with Tim Tszyu, just like the other Charlo is, I guess,
Talks with
Canelo.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, we gotta bring up the Canelo.
Let's go.
We gotta bring up the duck package again.
You don't want to see him. You don't want to see him.
These
Bro.
duck packages are getting
No,
heavy these days.
They just said $45 million that
I
Al
know.
Heyman offered.
I had to put down 45 mil.
Al Heyman offered him $45 million
For Benavidez?
Fight
Yes.
Benavidez, and he
On the
said
table.
No, he's taking less money to fight Charlo. Unbelievable.
I don't want to say I'm hungry for pizza again. I'm gonna just leave that be. Benavidez.
We don't want to download
but
right now.
you know who Benavidez is about to fight?
Yeah, I did see
Morrell.
that.
Morrell, who's another great super middleweight.
Yep. That's a great
And
fight. That's
dangerous too. Even though he don't got a lot of fights, that kid can fight, man.
Yeah.
But it's just the caliber, you know what I mean? It's like who has Morrell really got in there with and feel like, oh shit, he's a
But
threat
the
for
talk in the
anybody.
gyms, is that Morrell is the goods.
He's good.
He's
bro.
the goods.
Yeah.
I
No,
told B
heard-
and them, yo, he gonna spark this guy in one round. And that last fight
Spark.
when Tank Ryan card,
Yeah.
sparked the kid out.
Spark.
But I'll tell you this: when I said the duck package, I wasn't even talking about
Not even talking about-
Benavidez. I was talking about he's ducking this dude. He's supposed to fight Badu Jack.
Yeah,
Badu
Badu Jack
said
was the
no.
weight. It was the weight.
Yeah.
Because the rehydration clause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying he's ducking him?
yeah, come on, 20 downs. He said, "I won't fight. You have to be 20 pounds lower than your weight class." Are you serious? That man trying to drain him to a straw.
I don't even know why Badu Jack was
Yo,
even
entertain
on
that?
Well, because
Canelo
WBC
wants to,
champ.
yeah.
He wanted the strap.
Canelo also wanted to face cruiserweight. Remember, he was going to fight
Yeah.
that. And now it made sense, but the fact that it's Badu Jack, you want to drain him? Come on, man. Canelo ducking. I mean, I don't like to say that.
He's trying to pull a Floyd Mayweather move.
Yeah.
Because Floyd did it to Canelo.
Right.
Yeah, but not
But
that
not-
much.
yeah.
That's a crazy.
Floyd said to Canelo, 150.
And
He
then
fight at
Floyd
54.
and then
That's
Canelo said
4 pounds.
52.
Canelo saying, yo, I'll drain you to 20 pounds down. Are you sick?
And no rehydration.
Yeah, I mean Tank too. Like, come on, these. No offense to Tank, I know Tank's a great fighter, but why drain Ryan if he's such an easy fight?
This is not even in the same stratosphere though, because at the end of the day, that was 136 catch weight, and you can rehydrate to 146.
Yeah, but
right?
why even put that
And
clause
by
there? Because Ryan can punch. You put that clause there because you didn't want him to get too big.
You put the clause on him, one, because at the end of the day, right? You can come down to 135. You just decided not to. Because if you can make 136, you can make 135, and then you can rehydrate to whatever the fuck you want to rehydrate to. But you, not being the champion that you should want to be, because you never were champion, didn't want to go to 135. Why would you agree to 136 and a catch weight when you could have made it to 135 and no rehydration? And you had a shot at his belt.
Yeah.
Why not do that?
Why not do that?
You know what I'm saying? This
But Ryan
we're
got a
talking
lot
about,
bigger than too. He put on
No, I agree. He's bigger.
Ryan's
No, he's
a lot
bigger, but he
bigger
could have
than-
made. I feel like he could have made 135.
You could have made 135 and you could have got
If
it.
Spence is making 47, he can make 135.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's about
Tell
do
the
you
truth.
want it or do you
Tell
not?
the truth, man. Tell the truth. That boy
Brian
made
didn't
it.
want it,
Nope.
and Spence does. That's
Yes.
the two differences.
Yep.
And the fact that
Yep.
Canelo's asking a heavyweight to come down to 120 and you can't go. You
To
can't
drop
be
down
high.
20 like that.
That's a
Cruiserweight.
whole nother.
Yep,
That's
yep.
a
Drop
whole
down
nother-
that 20.
Yeah,
Madu
time.
Jack, I think will get Canelo hell too. Madu Jack's a good fighter.
He is. He
Yeah,
is.
but
good
Canelo should stay at 168 and 160. Stop.
Why is he not fighting before at 168?
Because Bivol will beat the brakes off him.
Exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you. Because I was arguing with my man. He's like, oh, well, Canelo might get him in the rematch. I said,
Hell
bro, that's
no.
tailor-made for
68
people.
or 75. Canelo.
He got better
I'm
legs
sorry.
than Canelo.
I'm sorry, Canelo.
Canelo has never had the legs. He plants his feet well. He moves well.
And that's why you don't
But
want to fight
if you
him
fight a
168.
guy like Floyd who moved, it was so hard for him. Floyd started standing in the pocket with him. Became so easy.
Yeah.
So
Philly Shelling, doing everything with him in the pocket. Yeah, it was just so
He
easy.
embarrassed him. He embarrassed him.
Yeah.
Canelo, and then one of my friends is telling me about like how Cotto was close against Canelo. I'm like, thinking to myself, that Cotto versus Canelo fight.
It was a good fight, but it wasn't
fight.
close.
It wasn't close.
It wasn't close.
I'm like Canelo.
There was
beating the
many.
shit out of
There was
Cotto
many
that
times like Cotto was getting rocked in that fight.
Yeah, like he got hit with the right hand, he just froze. Like,
He was stuck. Had to come back,
Yeah,
reset.
even in Cotto too was at the end there.
Yeah,
too.
oh,
It
for
was-
sure.
Yeah, it wasn't. It
Wasn't prime
close.
Cotto. It
No,
wasn't prime
it
Cotto.
wasn't- it
there,
wasn't
there was
close.
a talks at one point of Marquez versus Cotto too. You seen that?
That would have been. That was
144.
what the exhibition
Exhibition.
one? Yeah, I do
I would've
remember
loved
that.
to see that.
I would have loved to see that too. They're two legends, man. They're awesome, man.
Yo, but
But
Jared Anderson's opponent, I guess, can't make it in the States, man. They told him nah.
the
man.
visa, they shut that visa down. They're like, not here.
I mean, Charles
I
Barton
don't
is a dope. I mean, not a
Charles
dope
Martin's a good
replacement.
fighter. He was.
I think he's the best fighter that probably Jared Anderson faces to this point.
Southpaw.
But I think that Jared Anderson is at a point now in his career, even though he is young, people may say I'm reaching. Jared Anderson is so good. I'm sorry. Except for the very top of the heavyweight division, those top three guys, everybody below, they're not ready for Anderson. I think that Wilder, even though I think that Wilder isn't really a good boxer, but he has so much power in that hand, and I don't think that Jared Anderson is disciplined enough to really stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because all Wilder needs is he just needs one, and it's over. I don't think he's ready for Fury, and I don't think that who else is up there.
You got Joshua too.
You got Joshua.
I think he sparks Joshua.
You got.
I think he does.
I think he sparks.
I
You
think
got
Usyk,
Andy
though,
Ruiz, too.
Usyk is so disciplined and he's such a good
Andy
boxer.
Ruiz and
that
Usyk.
I don't think that
Ruiz too.
You think that Ruiz wins against?
Anderson? Hell no.
Hell.
He's dangerous.
Hell.
Usyk though,
But
do you see
we're talking about
Usyk?
heavyweights that are like
We're just saying,
that
good
match up with
heavyweights.
him.
Yeah. So, but what do you think of Usyk? You think Usyk beats Anderson?
I think
he
Usyk does because
I
Usyk
think
got
he
a
does.
good boxing ability. Like he can move, and
Yeah.
Anderson, he'll make Anderson miss a lot.
Yeah.
The thing
Where
yeah.
Shakur is working with Anderson though. That's why Anderson's so damn good.
I just love Anderson as a heavyweight because he's like a middleweight that fights at heavyweight, and that's the biggest thing, man. To be a heavyweight, to be able to move like that and be like elusive and slick like that, it's impressive, man. It's impressive. I like Jared Anderson a lot, and with him, fighting Charles Martin, former world champion, I think he's gonna spark him. I mean, we seen what Wilder did him.
Right.
Wilder did him dirty, and I think Jared Anderson is a way better fighter than Wilder was and Wilder is, and I think he's gonna lay him out quick. I think it's not gonna go past 5-6 rounds. I don't see that fight going past 5-6 rounds.
So Charles Martin's southpaw, and so is Jared Anderson. So it'll be a good fight. I favor Jared though. He's the younger, stronger.
Too skilled.
I got knockout
Very
by
skilled.
the 8th. I don't think he make it more than 8. You know what? 9. And I don't think it goes past 9.
But do you remember when Joshua was in his prime when he did Charles Martin?
Joshua?
He destroyed Charles Martin. Just one right hand, boom.
Yeah.
He came out, get boom. Then I was like, that's when Joshua was like, oh shoot,
Damn,
who
he's
the
a
hell
real
is this?
deal. He's a real deal.
But it was all that muscle and the muscle milk, the protein shakes, all the push-ups and the weights,
all that sauce.
all that sauce.
All that sauce up
Then
in
he
him.
let Mini Butterbean beat him. I ain't gonna lie. Huh?
Ruiz. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the technicality of what he doesn't have it, man. Joshua is not a technician. We look at any Joshua fight, it's always him hurting somebody. It's always him landing that big shot. We don't see Joshua in a fight and being like, damn, he's slick. He's countering well. Like, I don't know. Me personally, every time I watch Joshua, it's because he's able to time you, he's able to hurt you, and then he's able to get the advantage based on his size and his power.
Only his last fight, didn't he look like shit? That's what
Dog
I
shit.
said.
He just don't. It's like, yo, Andy Ruiz ruined him, bro. Because after that, it was like, even though he got his belts back, and then he went in there against, did he go right into the Usyk fight after that? I think he went right into Usyk after that, didn't he?
After what?
Joshua?
After the Ruiz fight, Joshua
The rematch.
Ruiz, after the
Did the
rematch,
rematch,
he got
after
the
the
strap
Usyk.
back, then he went into Usyk, right? And then Usyk beat him so bad. I think he just like mentally was just like, yo, I can't beat this guy.
The second fight,
You
he
know
had
what
like
I
a breakdown. Remember?
Yeah,
was,
he
like,
had
crying
that
and
breakdown,
yeah.
but then we see him go into the fight after that, and even though he beat the guy and it's his first fight with Derek James, it's like, bruh, you could just tell. I don't know if you went. Did you watch the fight? You seen the fight too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Derek James is throwing more combinations and throwing more punches in the corner than you threw the whole fight.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? And he's trying to, and you can see Derek James trying to give him the
Hesitant.
guidance, like, yo, come on, let them hands go. And he's so hesitant. And then that's why I feel like, and even the commentators, I don't know if you listening to the my man, the new milk dud, Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley.
Oh,
Tim Bradley, yeah.
And they were like, yo, I think that Jared Anderson beats him like right now. And it was like, yo, no disrespect, but if you go in there with Anderson and that dog with that mentality,
Yeah, Jared Anderson's a dog, bro. He coming for you.
He is.
He's knocking you out.
He's
too,
not
so
waiting.
Joshua can't take that fight. Right?
Hell no. I think he sparks him easy.
Yeah.
I think he sparks him.
yeah, I think he
agree
just
with you on that.
finishes out his contract with the zone. You know, he gets his 45, 50 million a fight, and he just rides out into the sunset, bro.
Is it true about no hair, no care? Keith Thurman fighting Ugas?
Is that true?
I
I'm here.
Honestly, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't fucking care.
No hair, you don't care. No hair, you don't care.
It's been too long. It's been too much mouth with
Thurman. Yeah, all talk. No,
You talking about Spence don't want to fight Crawford? Yo, I would love to.
Well, he's doing everything. He's doing everything to talk to get a fight at this point.
Like, who's gonna want to watch that? All the amazing fights. Like, we're about to get Charlo Zoo and Charlo Canelo.
Yep.
We had Benavidez Plant. We're about to get Spence and Crawford. We had Ryan. Who the fuck wants to see Thurman versus anybody, really?
I know.
Thurman's not
Anybody.
so exciting fighter. He
Hey,
only got one loss to back
give-
up.
Compared to the fights that
Give
we've
boots
seen.
to Thurman all day. Let's go.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Speaking of that,
Yes.
boots and Via and AC is going down.
Yeah, we might go. I might go.
Rolling up?
I'm thinking about rolling.
That's what, July 8th?
Eighth.
Yeah, I won't be here.
I think I want to go too.
July 8th. July
We
8th
might
in
be.
Atlantic
I
City.
talked to a couple people that want to go, so I might go to that.
Boots
Well,
and
let me
Via.
know.
Yeah, we can pull up. Yeah.
I'm
We had the
glad
TCT
too.
hats on. Tell the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
TTT strong, kid. Y'all
Yeah,
rolling
Yeah.
in deep.
It's gonna be a short
I'm
night.
gonna be sure if
you
I'm
know.
off.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Short night for Via?
Oh yeah. If he does what he does to Speedy,
Yeah.
if he comes, nah, man. Boots
I don't
is
think
not
he's that
gonna-
crazy. Boots is looking very strong. I don't want to
Boots
really
is-
talk about some inside
Boots
stuff
looking
that I heard.
solid, man. Boots looking solid, bro. The strength conditioning, the way he's filling out into like his physique now, he's not just this little kid anymore. Like
Right.
we're seeing the grown Boots, and
Yeah.
Via about to find out.
Yeah.
Via about to find out.
We're
what that's
talking
all
about Thurman coming back. What about Broner? Y'all seen Broner fighting the lawyer?
Hey, big about billions.
Yo, when he was sitting at the end of the fight, first of all, he struggled. He went 10 rounds with a lawyer, all right? We don't know who this guy fought. I don't even know if he has a fight in the pros. But if he did, okay. Broner hurt him in the first round, then knock him out. Didn't even hurt him anymore after that. Broner was getting hit a lot.
There is a lot of
hanging him up,
You
man. I like Broner, but I think it's he's just not the same anymore, bro.
No.
Anybody can get it.
Mexican.
Get the crowd rowdy, like what at the end.
He's talking crazy after the fight, calling people out.
He said
he didn't know what to say.
What you gonna do after? He said, I need to get some, some sacks. All loud and shit. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
When he said that, I'm like, yo, he's
After
just
the fight,
trying
bro.
too hard. Like, Broner's trying too hard now.
Well, because
He's doing the same shit Rolly and Teo do.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Trolling. He's trolling. His boxing ability's not really matching up to where he talks anymore, and it's such a shame.
He
man.
used to be such a good fighter, bro.
Problem, bro.
there was a
130,
time-
135. Jeez.
There was a time
Jason
where
Witzel, remember that?
even in Mayweather's prime. I mean, Mayweather is selling out arenas, selling pay-per-views, all that shit. And there was a time where Broner had more weight in the streets than Mayweather did. People were walking around thinking that Broner could beat Mayweather.
Yeah.
That's the
word on the
hype
street.
he had.
That was word on the street.
That's the hype he had. And then Maidana happened. But at the end of the day,
No. You know what happened before Maidana?
Brush his hair.
Nah, you know what happened before Maidana? Spence happened. At sparring.
he sent him to the hospital.
He dropped Broner. He hit him so hard, Broner didn't even know he was fighting.
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
What? After the sparring?
Broner went to the hospital after that, yeah. That's when Spence,
I know he went to the
hype on
hospital.
Spence really.
I know he
Picked
went to the
up.
hospital
Yeah.
after Maidana, for sure.
But that hype from sparring of Broner
He beat
getting
the shit out of Broner, and then people started talking about how he beat up Mayweather. I don't know.
What you about to say? You hold it back, kid. Tell the truth.
I'm telling the truth. Even though I don't think he really beat up Floyd like that. I think that was cap.
I think it's hella cap.
Yeah.
I think it's hella cap.
I don't think that. I mean, Spence is a good fighter.
Nothing's filmed, nothing's documented. That's just
I
hella
think
cap.
you could just tell by the way that Mayweather endorsed Spence after that. Like how he really endorsed, like, yo, this kid right here. That to me tells me, like, yo, he must have put hands on that boy because of the respect that he's shown him.
Yes.
That's what really got me on to Spence is what Mayweather was saying about him. But then when I was like, yo, this guy is, because Broner, when everybody was saying that, yo, he sent that boy to the hospital while Broner's wearing headgear and 16 ounce gloves. And he sent that boy to the
He hit
hospital.
Broner mad hard,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yo.
Where Broner was like out on his feet, like knocked out. And that's what, the stories I heard. And Broner, after he woke up, he was like trying to really fight Spence. He was that mad.
Yeah, that mad.
He got hurt that bad though.
Yeah,
It's like,
of
course Spence is a good puncher. Like, and now we talking, that was prime Spence. Before the accident, before the torn retina.
But that was Broner on the rise.
Yeah,
It's like Broner.
That was about billions, right?
Yeah, about
absolutely.
billions.
But I'm saying, like, and that goes all the
So
way back
you're supposed
the-
to school this young bull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Spence, like, yo, you ain't here yet. And he got starched. Like, got cooked. Heard from multiple sources about that one.
Yeah.
That was not good. And sparring. Thank God they didn't film that
Now
one.
he's fighting lawyers.
Nice fighting lawyers, man. Yeah, we're about to wrap up here. Another great episode in the books. Always a pleasure to be with my squad, TTT. You already know the deal, tell the truth. My man to the left, Khalif Wallington. He puts his full government. You already know. My man Jevar, the Savage, you already know. And the man on the ones and twos. Let's not forget the man that gets this all done. My man Q, Quinn, you the man. We're here, Finishers MMA. 11 is done. We out.
Hit to subscribe too, man. And merch. Buy yourself a merch.
Top it off.
Subscribe to the fucking video.
Get it all, kid. We get it all. We need it, man. Subscribe, like, share, put us out there, and hit up that merch, man.